My name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Topic 5, Homeostasis. Our learning outcome A. Analyze the homeostatic control system, focusing on the role of negative feedback mechanism in maintaining internal stability. Our learning activity is B. In groups, learners use mind maps to illustrate the physiological and behavioral adaptations of endotherms to survive in varying temperature conditions. Illustrate the role of the hypothalamus and skin in regulating temperature in endotherms. Groups present their findings, mind maps, to the rest of the class through a gallery walk. Let's start with physiological and behavioral adaptation of endotherms. Item 1. Going to focus on human survival in cold highland areas. People living in cold mountainous regions wear heavy clothing and consume energy-rich foods. Task. Identify 2 physiological adaptations used by endotherms in cold conditions. Identify 2 behavioral adaptations shown in this scenario. Explain how each adaptation helps survival. Identify 2 physiological adaptations used by endotherm in cold conditions. Physiological adaptations include shivering to generate heat through muscle contractions, vasoconstriction to reduce heat loss from the skin, increased metabolic rate, and thick subcutaneous fat layer. Identify 2 behavioral adaptations shown in this scenario. Behavioral adaptations shown: wearing thick clothes, consuming high energy foods, seeking shelter, or huddling together. Explain how each adaptation helps survival. These adaptations conserve and generate heat, maintaining body temperature. Physiological and behavioral adaptations of endotherm. Item 2. Looking at desert mammals in hot conditions. A camel survived in extremely hot desert conditions. Task. State 2 physiological adaptations for heat loss. State 2 behavioral adaptation that reduce heat gain. State 2 physiological adaptations for heat loss. Physiological adaptations include sweating or panting for evaporative cooling, vasodilation of skin, blood vessels, reduced metabolic heat production. State 2 behavioral adaptations that reduce heat gain. Behavioral adaptations includes resting in the shade during the day, being active at night, spreading saliva on the body. Physiological and behavioral adaptation of endotherms, item 3. Small mammals in temperate regions. During cold nights, rats curl their bodies and reduce activity. Task. Identify the behavioral adaptation shown. Explain its significance. Identify the behavioral adaptation shown. Behavioral adaptations include curling the body to reduce surface area. Explain its significance. It reduces heat loss by radiation and convection, conserves body heat. Let's now look at the role of the hypothalamus and skin in temperature regulation. Item 4. The rise in body temperature during exercise. During intense exercise, body temperature rises above normal. Task. Identify the structure that detects the rise in internal temperature. Explain how the temperature is regulated. Identify the structure that detects the rise in internal temperature. Hypothalamus. Explain how temperature is regulated. Thermoreceptors in the hypothalamus detect temperature rise. The hypothalamus initiates sweating and vasodilation. Heat is lost, restoring normal temperature. We're still looking at the role of the hypothalamus and the skin in temperature regulation, item 5. Looking at cold weather exposure. A person exposed to cold air develops goosebumps. Task. Identify the role of the skin in thermoregulation. Explain the response observed. Identify the role of the skin in thermoregulation. Skin contains thermoreceptors that detect external temperature changes. Explain the response observed. Arrector pill muscle contract. Hair stands upright, trapping, insulating air. Heat loss is reduced. Role of the hypothalamus and the skin in temperature regulation, item 6. Integration of skin and hypothalamus. On a cold morning, skin temperature drops before internal temperature changes. Task. Explain how skin and hypothalamus work together. Identify the type of feedback mechanism involved. Explain how skin and hypothalamus work together. Skin thermoreceptors detect cold. Signals are sent to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus initiate vasoconstriction and shivering. Identify the type of feedback mechanism involved. Negative feedback. Marking emphasis. Distinguish between physiological and behavioral adaptations. Correctly describe the role of hypothalamus and skin. Use correct biological terms: vasodilation, vasoconstriction, shivering. Apply concepts to real environmental conditions. Summary. Endotherms maintain a constant body temperature through physiological and behavioral adaptations. The skin detects external temperature changes, while the hypothalamus acts as the control center, coordinating responses through negative feedback mechanisms. Thank you for participating in Topic 5 Homeostasis Learning Outcome A. Analyze the homeostatic control system, focusing on the role of negative feedback mechanism in maintaining internal stability. Our learning activity B, in groups, learners use mind maps to illustrate the physiological and behavioral adaptations of endotherm to survive in varying temperature conditions. Illustrate the role of the hypothalamus and the skin in regulating temperature in endotherm. Groups present their finding of the mind maps to the rest of the class through a gallery walk. If this has been useful, visit me at Mugabi Joshua Biology on YouTube.